Hello, and welcome to another BNT unboxing video. Today we're going to take a look at the Adventures of Mighty Max for Sega Genesis. We're going to do a quick unboxing, and then we'll jump into a little review of the game and the gameplay itself. As you can see, this one comes in the hard plastic case of the Genesis games. This was the later ones came in cardboard boxes, but this one's still in the hard plastic, which is my preferred medium for Genesis games. They just look a lot nicer. If we open up, we have the cartridge and the manual. The manual is a fairly good sized manual, but inside it's all black and white, which is not unusual for games of this period, but you know, things being in color always look cooler, nicer. And of course we got the warranty card. This one it mentions in the front of the game that free comic book inside, but there's no comic book, and I wasn't able to find any available on eBay that had comic book. So not sure what the comic book looks like. Maybe later I'll take a look at it, but the game itself is relatively inexpensive. It cost me $10 plus like $6, $5 to $7 shipping. First of all, I had planned on having a lot more game footage. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the Blackmagic Intensity capture card, when you record to an external device, it only records for 1 minute and 10 seconds. So most of the gameplay was not recorded, and I had to go back and replay a couple of levels to get footage. So first of all, I'll start with what I did like about the game. The graphics, the controls, the gameplay itself, it's very well done, easy to understand. The objectives are not easy to figure out, and at first it takes a little bit of time to figure those out, which kind of sucks that there wasn't more of a you need to do XYZ to complete the level, but it's how it is. Controls were a little confusing at first, but that's only because I'm not familiar with a Genesis control pad. So having 3 buttons in a row instead of 2 took me a minute to get used to switching back and forth between 3 buttons. But otherwise, functionality of the controls is relatively simple. You have a gun you can shoot. You do have unlimited bullets, which is nice. You can jump extremely high, and you can pick things up. When you shoot a bad guy, it kind of stuns them, and then you can pick them up and either throw them at someone else, or just drop them. And when you drop them, you drop them off screen almost. It's kind of interesting. The sucky part about picking things up is you can't jump and you can't shoot your gun. And shooting the weapon isn't really that big of a deal. You can throw the object you're holding at the enemy and take them that way. So that's not too big a deal. The jumping part becomes the challenge. It honestly looks like trash cans. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be, but they're trash cans. You have to pick them up, carry them to these portals, and throw them into the portal. And off to the screen note shows you how many you need to collect. I think the first three stages, I think it was 5, and it was 2, 1, and 5. You had to play the same environment like 5 or 6 times before you moved on to the next stage, and by that point it got really kind of tedious. It's kind of, I've been in the same environment, I keep doing the same thing, there's not a boss to fight, you're just picking items up and throwing them into a portal. But the tricky part is you can't jump, and the way they made the maps, you can't just pick up the item and walk over to the portal. You have to throw it to the next step on the map and then jump up and carry it, or to find balloons and you can throw it up and the balloon will catch it and float up until it pops and drops in place. And then there's seahorses, and then there's these like little lava sprays. I only accidentally discovered them, but if you drop the item on this little small volcano, it'll shoot it up several not feet, I don't know how you would increment, but it'll shoot it straight up, so you can move it up further towards the portal. So there are things to help you move the blocks around. And I've never been in a situation where I couldn't get a block out. So I went a wrong way with the block. I fell down a path. I was able to get out. It took a little bit of effort to throw it up or toss it or figure out, because sometimes you can toss through the wall the item, depending. It's really kind of weird how you can do it, but some spots you can actually toss things through, other spots you can't. So in that regard, you will be able to get out if you happen to go the wrong way. It just may take you a while. But it just, and like one level of doing that, or maybe two, it's okay. But when it's like 5 or 6 of just picking items up and then carrying them and having to figure out how to move around it, it's a lot of puzzle work for what looks like an action adventure game. And to me, it would have been better if it was, A, you could jump with the block, the object that you're carrying, or there was more of a mission of, like, here's the bad guy you have to fight, or here's the boss kind of thing. And there was none of that in the first stage. Second stage, I played for a little bit, and that one was hard. It looked like you had to get on some conveyor belts to get the block to where you need to go. But the only way to get to those blocks is if you jump the moving platforms, and you can't jump with the blocks in your hand. So it, after like 20 minutes, like, you know what, I don't care. So I enjoyed the game, but the puzzle part of it I felt was too difficult for what you need to do. I mean, there wasn't excitement, like when I kept going because, like, I'm not going to let this game beat me. But it really wasn't that, like, yes, I conquered it. It was just kind of like, whatever. At the same time, like, it's based on, I'm not sure which came first, but you're based on, the graphics are based off the cartoon show that came out in the 90s, which I'm not sure if the cartoon show came out first or the toy. I think the cartoon show came out first, but I'm not sure. But there was a toy, almost looked like Polly Pockets, if anyone remembers that, but they're Mighty Max. You open up, you have a little playset. But it's like an action thing, and puzzle solving with blocks where you can't jump, just, I don't know, to me it didn't work. It was fun, a little bit, the time I spent playing it, it was fun. I didn't get mad, or it was just frustrating that you can't jump. But if you like a really challenging puzzle game that looks like an action adventure game, this might be the game for you. And you know what, to be honest, for $10, $15, it's some good fun to play around. The graphics were really good. And you have 3 different characters you can pick. I don't know what their names are. I didn't see them listed in the manual. One of them is Max, and then there's 2 other friends. And you know what? I'm going to stop right here and say the other 2 friends may have other abilities and make moving these blocks around a lot easier. So this has been a unboxing review of The Adventures of Mighty Max for Sega Genesis. I hope you enjoyed it. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you have any questions, post them in the comments, and I will attempt to answer them to the best of my ability. And thank you for viewing this video, and have a great and wonderful evening. Bye-bye.